Good morning, students. In my previous video, I discussed about small scale industry, SSI. What is small scale industry and their features? What are the features of small scale industry? Today, I will proceed this topic, but before proceeding this chapter topic, first, I will like to revise important points so it would be easy for me to discuss further and for you also, so you can understand well my next topic. So, what is a small scale industry? Small scale industry is defined as whose investment does not exceed 5 crore rupees. Those small scale industries are those industries where the investment is required is less than 5 crore rupees. And what is the features and characteristics of small scale industries? As I discussed earlier also, that small scale industries underlined by Carvey Committee in 1955, because this committee signified the importance of small scale industry in context of India, and these are the characteristics of small scale industries. First characteristics or features of small scale industry, because means why small scale industry is important for India in the industrial development. The first one is small scale industry is labor intensive and therefore employment friendly. Small scale industry is generally considered to be labor intensive. What is labor intensive? You know very well. Labor intensive is the method in which more labor is required, as compared to the capital. Means more human power is required, less money is required. Two criteria for labor intensive, that is more manpower and less capital. Generally considered labor intensive, while in large scale industry, that is a different criteria, that is large scale industry is capital intensive. So at the time of independence, India inherited the economy which is capital deficient economy and labor surplus economy. Accordingly, our planners rightly thought to achieving full employment by focusing small scale industry. Second characteristics is a small scale industry shows locational flexibility and is therefore equality. In the chapter of planning, uh, I discussed that what are the main objective of planning while making plan. What were the objective that planners and policy maker wanted to achieve? Basically, in every plan, social equality is the one of the prominent objective that planners wanted to achieve within 5 year plan. So SSI shows flexible locational flexibility and therefore equality. How come? Because SSI can be established any part of the country and in any location of the country. If you compare with large scale industry, large scale industries are often established close to the source of raw material. This is because raw material requirement of large scale industry is very huge. Is transportation from distant place lead to high cost of transportation. And in the other hand, SSI, small scale industry, shows locational flexibility. It is therefore equality oriented and contributing to balance regional growth. There is no foundation for a small scale industry because of location and requirement of according to requirement of raw material, whereas it is a foundation in large scale industry. So small scale industry can be established in any place of the country, any location of the country, and their investment is also very low. Requirement of investment is also below 5 crore rupees and 5 crore rupees. So it leads to equality in the society. Next one is the very important feature of a small scale industry is small scale industry needs small investment and is therefore equity oriented, means equality across different section of the society. SSI needs much smaller investment compared to large scale industry. Accordingly, it does not need to concentration of economic power. Rather, it promotes equality across different section of the society. Equity is further promoted because of greater employment per unit of investment in SSI compared to the large scale industry. These things I also discussed. Already discussed in my previous video. Now I proceed this chapter, and one more trade policy that I'll discuss now, that is import substitution. Government introduced import substitution in the uh, trade policy. And what is import substitution, that I'll discuss now. Students, what is import substitution? That is the trade policy started by the government, that is import substitution. Then what is import substitution? Import substitution refers to a policy of replacement of imports, policy of replacement of imports by domestic production. Import substitution. What is import substitution? Import substitution is a policy of replacement of import by domestic production. Means import means purchasing goods and services from rest of the world, and in the initial stage of industrial policy, means 1947 to 1990, government discourage import by and encourage domestic production of goods and services. In why government introduce import substitution? Introduced because in order to be self-reliant in every sectors, India has to follow the strategy of replacing many import by domestic production. And I can give an example through which you will understand easily that, for example, instead of importing vehicles made in foreign country, domestic industry would be encouraged to produce them in India itself. For any goods and services, government if any goods and services government wanted to purchase from another country, it's better that goods and services will produce in our domestic territory. What would be the benefit of this policy? Through the this policy, government can protect domestic industries from foreign competition, and two more and many more objective can be achieved, like objective, if you we discuss in terms of objectives of import substitution, then one objective that can be achieved with import substitution is saving of government can save precious foreign uh, foreign exchange through import substitution. And one more thing which can also achieved by import substitution or by domestic production, that can India achieve self-reliance. Through import substitution, the strategy of import substitution, government can achieve two things. One is saving of precious foreign exchange, and second one is sorry, yes, achieve self-reliance by India can achieve self-reliance by domestic production of goods and services which is required in the economy. For uh, establishing for implementing import substitution uh, and protecting from foreign competition, government made use of two ways to protect good produce in India from import. These two ways, we can say two ways uh, to protect goods produced in India from import. These two ways are, first one is tariff, that is very important. Tariffs. What is tariffs? Tariffs refers to taxes levied on imported goods. You must have listened about taxes. There are various kind of taxes levied by the government, and tariff is the kind of tax which is levied on imported goods. Means whatever goods imported in our country, on that goods government put a certain amount of tax, and this tax is known as tariff. So the basic aim of imposing heavy duty on imported goods was to make them more expensive and discourage their use. In the strategy of import substitution, government levied tariff on imported goods, means put certain amount of tax on imported goods, and its result was that goods become very expensive, and through this government was to make more expensive of these goods, and through uh, this because of expensive nature of these goods, people are not able to purchase these goods, and because of this uh, import of these goods are discouraged. Second one is quotas. For protecting the interest of Indian producers, government taken two ways to protect wood produced in India for import. First one is tariff, means heavy taxes levied on imported goods, and second one is quotas. What is quotas? Quotas refers to fixing the maximum limit on the imports of a commodity by a producer domestic producer. So what is quotas? Quotas refers to fixing the maximum limit of on the import of commodity by a domestic producer. These two ways were taken by the government, through which the government protects the good produced in India from import through tariff and quotas. The tariff on imported goods and fixation of quotas help in restricting the level of import. As a result, the domestic firms could expand without fear of competition from the foreign market. And now the question arises, why reason for import substitution? Again, the question is why the need of import substitution in India? Why government take this strategy of import substitution? And again, I want to remind you students, that We are discussing here the policy, trade policy or industrial policy from 1947 to 1990. All these discussions and policies are in between 1947 to 1990. The question is, why is the reason of introducing import substitution? That is, the first reason is the policy of protection is based on the notion that industries of developing countries like India, are not in position to compete against the goods produced by more developed economies. With protection, they will be able to compete in the due course of time. Government give protection through this protection, the domestic industries can be protected from the foreign competition. And second reason for implementing import substitution is restriction of import was necessary, as there was a risk of drain of foreign exchange reserve on the import of luxury goods. So because of these reasons, government put this strategy, that is import substitution in India. And what is import substitution? Again, I am repeating it, that policy of replacement of import from the domestic production, by the domestic production. Why why the need of domestic production, and why the need of restricting imports in our country? Because saving through this, government can save precious foreign exchange, and through this India can achieve self-reliance. And for import substitution, government took two ways. First is tariff. Government impose heavy taxes on imported goods, and government also fixes quotas for the protection of domestic industry. Now next is, what are the features, after whole this discussion, what are the features of domestic industrial policy in India? So students, these are the features. I will discuss one by one. After all these discussions, these are the features or strategies government decided to implement for industrial growth, and that is basically for 1950 to 1990. The first is, public enterprises were to play a central role in the process of industrialization. The government and planners, policy makers decided that public enterprises were to play a central role in the process of industrialization. Again, what is public enterprises? Public enterprises are those enterprises which are managed and controlled by the government. Means major decision related to industrialization will be taken by the public enterprises. Next is, though government decided that private enterprises will be also taken into consideration, but the private enterprises were to play a secondary role or subsidiary role. Next is, process of industrialization focused on import substitution, implying that production of such goods was to given high priority, which were imported from rest of the world. The idea was to achieve self-reliance as well as save foreign exchange. Next is, domestic industry was to be protected from foreign competition, and the protection can be offered through, first one is heavy duty on import, that I discussed earlier. Heavy duty on import and fixation of import quotas. It was realized that protection would foster the growth of domestic industry, Next one is a small scale industry was to be developed with a view to achieving the objective of employment and equity. These are the features, or we can say strategies of industrial growth 1950 to 1990. Means in this the government decided that public enterprises were to play a central role, private enterprises were to play a secondary role, and the whole industry were classified into three categories: schedule A, B and C, that I discussed earlier. Which industries will be the under the control of government, which industries will be under the control of private sector, and which industry will run by, and few industries were taken into consideration where private sector and public sector will work together, and that I discussed in my previous video. Next is process of industrialization focus on import substitution. Government put a strategy of import substitution to protecting the domestic industry and for foreign competition. Through this policy, government will be able to save foreign exchange, and also in that strategy will help India to attain self-reliance. Next is domestic industry was to be protected from foreign competition by two ways. First is heavy duty on import, and second one is fixation of import quotas, uh, so that the protection could these protection would foster the growth of the domestic industry. And last one is small scale industry was to be developed. Government realized the importance of a small scale industry. One committee was formed in Karve committee, and in 1955 they suggested that government should emphasize on a small scale industry, and because with the small scale industry, the employment opportunity will generate, and equity will be attained in the society. So these are the strategy of industrial growth 1950 to 1990. In my next video I will discuss about positive and negative effect of industrial policies 1950 to 1990. Thank you.